And as you guys can see, based off the intro, we have yet another desk setup video in 2023 at the top of the year. And honestly, this might be my best one yet. So let's talk about it. All right, so first things first, let's talk about the desk. This is the exact same desk that I had in the last two videos. But the only thing that I did different this time is I decided to go ahead and sand down the desk and stain it a different color. When I was choosing a color, I was really particular because the first time I felt like I completely failed at the color that I chose. So this time I decided to go with dark walnut. And honestly, this darker vibe just really fits the aesthetic that I'm going for a lot better than the oak color did. I don't really know what color I got, but the oak color that I did choose had more of an oranger tint to it. I really didn't like it. I couldn't find accessories to match it, and it just didn't really fit everything that I was trying to do. But this color works out perfectly, and I love it. Now, as far as the legs, I got these legs off of Amazon about 2 years ago. They aren't the best, but they aren't the worst. They're just kind of one of those things that get the job done and they still work. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. Next, let's talk about peripherals. As of right now, I'm still rocking the MX Keys Mini and the MX Master 3. And honestly, I find no need to switch this duo up anytime soon. I needed to have a mouse and keyboard that allowed me to switch between every single device that I use without having to unplug and plug things up and not have to deal with cords. Those two got the job done for me. Also, I have a wrist rest from a company named Delta, I believe, and this thing is actually amazing. When I first seen it, I was like, it's kind of corny, I don't think it works, but it really does help with wrist fatigue when you're sitting at the desk long hours editing or doing anything computer wise or anything that really involves the mouse. It just allows your wrist to sit more flat rather than on the desk, so it helps with wrist fatigue. I think it's definitely an investment. If you are one of those people that are using a mouse for long periods of time, you definitely should be using a wrist rest. Ergonomically, this is probably the best route to go if you're editing or doing any type of content creation for long periods of time. So something that I did want to add to the setup was a microphone arm, but typically I don't really like microphone arms, but I want to free up a little bit more space on my desk, so I knew it was needed. So I opted in to get a microphone arm from Elgato, and this is a low profile microphone arm. And the reason why I like this one is because it's super sleek, super minimal, and when you're not using it, it can be easily tucked away. And installation was pretty simple. I just had to attach the two arms together and grab this wrench and tighten it so that it wouldn't come out, and we were pretty much set to go from that point. Also sitting on my desk is my 24-70 2.8 Sigma lens, and this is my do-it-all lens right here. And next to it is my 35-1.4 lens, and that's typically what I record all my A-roll with. So instead of having a second monitor, I just use my iPad mini, and since I'm deep into the Apple ecosystem, this just works out perfectly with the whole setup. So the thing that powers this whole setup is my 14-inch M1 MacBook Pro with 16 gigabytes of RAM. And as of right now, with my current workflow, this thing absolutely crushes anything that I throw at it. And prior to me getting this laptop, I had an M1 Mac Mini with 8 gigabytes of RAM. And as I started to progress in my editing process and just get deeper into content creating in general, it started to slow down. So I came to the conclusion that I needed to kind of proof myself for the future. So I knew I needed to upgrade. I didn't necessarily need to upgrade right at that point, but I knew it was coming, so I went ahead and pulled the plug. And I don't do anything super intense or super hard on the computer. So as of right now, this computer completely does everything that I need. Also, I miss the fact that I can take my work with me anywhere I go. With the Mac Mini, I had to be at my desk to get stuff done, but with the MacBook, I can take it everywhere with me and still content create, which was kind of very important to me when it came to making the decision to upgrade, and I'm actually happy that I did it. Now, the best thing on this desk, and probably the most expensive thing, is my monitor. Now, as of right now, I'm rocking the Mac Studio display. My wife hooked me up with it, and I'm super grateful that she did that. It was a birthday present. I was looking at it for months, contemplating, talking about it, but I didn't really want to spend the money. This thing cost me around $1,800, I believe, after tax, and that's a pretty penny for an average person like me, but I knew I needed it. I got tired of my old monitor, which was predominantly a gaming monitor. The colors weren't near as accurate, the contrast was off, and it just kind of made my workflow a lot more complicated. You know, when you sit there and edit a video for hours, upload it on YouTube, and the colors are completely different than what you've seen on your computer screen, it's really annoying. So I'm an Apple fanboy, so I want to keep everything in the ecosystem, and as far as anything that I researched, the only thing that kind of gets 100% of what you see on your computer is an Apple computer or monitor. So I opted in and get the monitor. The speakers are amazing on this. I was actually blown away. Usually, most of the audio that you guys hear is edited straight from the speakers. I don't even use headphones no more. These speakers are that good. I haven't tried the webcam out. I don't really use the webcam. I just use my camera if I'm doing some type of video call or some sort like that. So I really haven't dove in too much with the webcam, but I heard it's kind of bad. Outside of that, I just love this monitor in general. The colors are super vibrant, they're 100% accurate, and those are something that was pretty important to me. Another flip side, I'm able to just connect my computer to my monitor with one simple USB cord. Before, I had to use the HDMI cord because my gaming monitor didn't have USB-C, so it just kind of made everything a lot more cluttered, and I didn't really like that. I will say one thing that I do not like about this monitor, with the price point that it's at, is that you can't use anything but Apple products. Some people might say, well, duh, but if you spend almost $2K for a monitor, I should be able to plug my gaming PC up to it and use it, whether it's 60 hertz or not. I should still be able to use it, but you can't. I don't know if they can send a firmware update out to it that'll allow you to hook it up. As of right now, you only can use Apple products with the Mac Studio display. There will be links to everything below. I appreciate you guys for staying this far. Peace, love, we out.